Okay. All right, I wanted to just start by reminding you of the standard that we're working on. This standard W 1.1, it's a big standard, and we're really going to be spending most of the unit covering the standard, but we're going to be breaking it down into little pieces, okay? Because that's really the only way for us to make this a little bit easier to understand. It's hard when we are learning something brand new. All right, so yesterday we spent a lot of time investigating and learning about the structure of an essay. And the checklist that I passed out to you today to put in your binder basically has that structure on it, so that you'll be able to use that checklist when you start to write an essay. You'll be able to use that to make sure that you don't forget any of the parts of the structure. Today, what I want to teach you is how to plan your essay. And I know from looking at the pretest that a lot of you were kind of at a loss for how do you plan for an essay? How do you set up your planning sheet? And I know that sometimes we really don't even want to invest the time in doing that. I know that sometimes people feel that using a planning sheet to set up the content of the essay is a waste of time. But I'm going to tell you right now, I've been doing this for a long time. Okay, I've been teaching essay writing for almost 21 years. This is my 21st year teaching. And I've been teaching essay writing all of those years. And I will tell you that if you plan well, the writing of the essay is easier. So the hard work should go into the plan so that the writing of the essay is a little bit easier. So I'm going to start by giving you the format. All right, I'm going to start by giving you the format of what you're going to, the way you're going to set up a plan. And you're going to want to learn this way to set it up because you're going to use it again in 5th grade. All right, so learning it now is going to make 5th grade a lot easier. Okay, so at the very top of your plan should be your thesis statement. And remember yesterday, we learned that the thesis statement is the controlling idea for the whole essay. It is the response to the prompt. So when we were doing our pretest, it asked you for your opinion. Do you think zoos are helpful to animals? Do you think zoos are harmful to animals? So your thesis statement would have been, zoos are harmful to animals, or zoos are helpful to animals. And that would have been written on your plan. Now, I like to put it in a cloud container because it is the big thought, big like the sky, the controlling idea of the whole essay. And guys, if I'm writing it, you're writing it. So when I look over at your journal, I should see this. You having trouble seeing it? Need a good page? All right, so we know also from yesterday that we need to have 3 main ideas to support our thesis statement. We know that we're going to have 3 body paragraphs. Each body paragraph is going to focus on one main idea. So from our cloud, we want to draw 3 lines. And notice how I angled out the lines on the outside because we're going to have a main idea. We're going to have 3 main ideas. And since the title of our unit is Boxes and Bullets, when they refer to boxes, they're referring to the main idea. So we're going to draw a box around it. And Riley, is there a reason why you're not following along with us and doing what I've asked you? Okay, the bullets, all right, these little dots, are the details. And if you remember the essay that we looked at yesterday to notice the structure for our structure boot camp, the details were different. They were very descriptive, almost like little mini stories. And depending on what you're writing, your details are going to change. For example, when we were doing the zoos pre-test, you had a text set with all kinds of facts. And so the details that you used to support your main idea would have been some of the facts that were presented in the text set. And a lot of you did that. You mentioned Junior the whale. You mentioned Maggie the elephant. So this is basically the template that you're going to use every time you plan an essay. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to plan an essay. Now, this will always be in your journal so that you can flip back and look at it. And as we do this throughout the year, it's just going to become automatic with you. It's just going to become familiar. You're going to know what you want to do when you're doing your plan. So go ahead and turn to the next page. And I would recommend, guys, I am going to just turn it and go here on it, but don't skip pages. Don't leave skip pages blank, okay? Because you'll run out of pages by the end of the year if you skip pages, okay? And remember, you always date the top of your page so that you know what page to look at. Now, for this very first personal essay, I'm going to actually give you the prompt. So, or I should say, I'm going to give you the thesis statement. And your thesis statement for this very first personal essay is going to be, I love Chetts Creek Elementary. So go ahead and write that. Write that in the bubble, in the cloud at the top of your page. And then I just want you to put your pencil down once you've written, I love Chetts Creek Elementary. And without writing anything down, I want you to start thinking in your head about some of the things that make Chetts Creek Elementary special to you. When you're thinking, you want to think about things that are very different from each other. You don't want your main ideas to overlap. For example, you don't want to say, the teachers are very friendly, and then you don't want to say Mrs. Stevens is very friendly, because that's the same thing, right? Now, you could say the teachers are very friendly, and you could write about Mrs. Stevens as one of the teachers that's very friendly, as the detail inside of it, but you don't want that to be the main idea, okay? All right, so let's just share some. There's no wrong or right answer to this, okay? Share some of the things that you think make Chetts Creek awesome. Make you love Chetts Creek. Linda? Say it again. Okay, the teachers are nice. Paige? Oh, the theme. We have a special theme every year, and the school gets decorated in that theme, the classrooms. Preston? Okay, so there's lots of fundraisers that raise money to help other people. Yes? They provide extended day, and from what I gather, it seems to be fun. I actually started working at Chetts Creek as an extended day teacher before I was hired as a regular teacher. So, extended day program, not only is it fun, but it allows parents to work, right? Allows parents to work. Amelia. Okay, we have a good principal. I have to tell you, our principal has been working super, super hard to make sure everybody is staying safe. Yes, Dylan.
There's like elementary school right here.
Okay, so it's probably the only elementary school you've gone to, right? Okay, and so it probably feels very special to you, right? Feels like home, maybe? Okay, Eli?
There's a lot of good books.
Okay, there's lots of good books. I have to say that obviously it's been a long time since I was in elementary school, but I know that one of the things that I love so much about teaching is the fact that I have this great classroom library that I've built over the years, okay, with lots of books to read. Okay, some of the things that I thought of, which are probably not on our minds right now because of what we're going through, but I was thinking like the traditions that we have. You know, like, for example, the powwow in kindergarten. I mean, I have to tell you, last year was the very first year that I attended powwow. As a 5th grade teacher, I got to bring my class down to see it. And even though my daughter experienced powwow at Alamocante, I didn't go because I was working. And so it was the very first time, and I thought it was so incredible. Absolutely an incredible event. And then I thought about, it's 1st grade, Night Under the Stars in 1st grade that you do, right? And then 2nd grade, there's a play. I think 3rd grade also had a play. 4th grade, and I don't know if it's going to happen, but 4th grade gets to, we had what we called a biography or history fair, in which the students did some research projects and did a presentation board and dressed in costume, which you might have visited last year as 3rd graders. So the traditions that we do, that's something else that makes Chetts Creek special, because I'm not sure that all schools do that, okay? Another thing I thought about was like our PTA. I mean, like we have, and our PTA has won awards before for this. We have one of the best PTAs in the country, okay? And the PTA does so much for the school and so much for the students. They bought you the shirts, okay? And I'm not saying that some of you are wearing your shirts. For some reason, I thought they were orange. Some people, my shirt is orange, but I'm wearing the one that the 4th grade teachers all have. Let the games begin. This is my spirit shirt, so I'm going to alternate with that and the orange one that I have that looks like yours. So our PTA does lots of things. They raise money. They buy playground equipment. They make sure, I think they were instrumental in getting the water fountains outside. One year they bought all new tables for the cafeteria. They've gotten the risers for us. Say it again. Oh, that's another thing that's special about Schitt's Creek. They offer a summer camp. Raise your hand if you've ever gone to the summer camp here. Okay, I've seen pictures of some of the fun activities that you do. You take a field trip every week.
Yeah.
And lots of fun things that you do. So summer camp is another thing that makes Schitt's Creek special.
For second grade, because last year we didn't have it, for second grade we actually had a field trip every day.
Oh, you had when you were doing virtual school?
No, for summer camp, the year
Oh.
before, we actually had a field trip every single day.
Oh wow, like a
Yeah.
summer camp because of the quarantine that we were doing.
Yeah,
No.
and every day we would actually go to this pool and and swimming lessons and stuff.
Nice.
Talking about 2 years ago.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. If when you're writing your essay, you could definitely include, for example, if you chose as a main idea the traditions that we do, you might talk about 2 different traditions in your body paragraph. Okay, so hopefully we've brainstormed enough that you could choose 3 of those things. Okay, we talked about traditions, we talked about a special theme every year, we talked about the PTA, we talked about the teachers, we talked about summer camp, an extended day. And so hopefully now you're going to be able to choose 3 of those to be your main ideas. So go ahead and draw your lines for your main ideas. And what I would like you to do, just like you did for the thesis statement, is I would like you to write a main idea sentence. Okay? God bless you. And a tip, guys, is always to write your sentence first and then put your box around it, because sometimes when you make your box, it's hard to fit your sentence in there. And guys, like I said, you're choosing the 3 that just popped out to you when we were talking. Yours can be different than the person next to you, than mine. As long as they're separate main ideas, as long as they don't overlap or say the same thing. And then what you can do, I usually like to keep the box open-ended until I get all the details. Now what you're going to do is you're going to fill in the bullets underneath each of your main ideas. Now remember, it's a reminder of what you want to talk about. And having the plan and referring to the plan as you're writing your essay is going to be helpful so that you don't get off track. So for example, if I was going to talk about the Chetts Creek grade level traditions, I would probably want to put the powwow, Night Under the Stars, and I'm going to put the biography fair or history fair. Notice that I've put 3 things down. Depending on how much description I put into my body paragraph, I might not cover all 3 things. But it's better to have too many details than too few. It's better to be able to choose from the details that we want to include than it is to get there and kind of bang our pencil on our head trying to think of what we might use as a detail. Okay, so during our work time today, I want you to finish your plan. All you're going to do is finish your plan. Make sure that you have 3 main ideas. Make sure you have 3 details for each. Now, if you can't come up with 3, that's going to be a signal to you that you might not have a big enough main idea. You might need to revise, and that's okay. The plan is a work in progress. You can cross out, you can change your mind. Does anybody have any questions before we go to work time? All right, so let's talk about our champs for this activity. Your conversation should be 0. You're working independently. You're coming up with your own plan. Remember, everybody's essay is going to be different. If you need help, you're going to use your hand signals. Raise your hand if you have a question. Give me a signal for the bathroom if you need to use the bathroom. Your activity is to create a plan. Movement should be, well, I'm going to put down none, but it's really as needed. So if you're asked to go to the bathroom and I give you permission, you may get up and go to the bathroom. Okay? Participation, 100% participation. You have to give this all of your effort. Okay? Remember from our acronym game, we have a good attitude. We have a good attitude. We're going to try. We're going to maybe even fail. Maybe we're not going to be able to do it. Maybe we need some more help. Okay? So, but we're going to try. We're not going to leave our paper blank. Okay? And then if you achieve success, to achieve success today during work time is to have a plan complete. So, a plan for your essay. Now, what do you do when you're finished? When you finish your plan, take a few moments to read over it. Make sure that it makes sense, okay? I want you to notice that the thesis statement is written in a complete sentence, and so are the main ideas. You want to make sure that those are complete sentences. When you get down to the bullets, that's where you really don't need to have a complete sentence. You can just write down some of the details you want to include. All right? And if you finish, please leave your plan out on your desk so that I can walk by and take a look at it. And then you may take out one of your nonfiction books and read. All right, any questions?